Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about confidence, because this right here is the #1 reason why men can't resist older women. It ain't about how tight her dress is or how perfect her makeup looks. It's about how she walks into a room like she owns it. That kind of confidence, that kind of presence, that's something you earn. It don't come from likes on Instagram or comments from strangers. It comes from living life, going through things, learning who you are, and learning what you will and won't tolerate. A younger woman might be trying to figure herself out, and there's nothing wrong with that. We've all been young before. But an older woman, she already knows. She's not wondering if she's good enough for you. She's wondering if you're good enough for her. And man, that changes the whole dynamic. When a man meets a woman like that, one who stands tall in who she is, it forces him to level up. Because you can't come to her with weak energy, with indecision, with half-truths. She'll spot it in a second, cut you off even faster. Confidence means she doesn't need you to validate her. She's not dressing up hoping for your approval. She's doing it because she likes how she looks. She's not calling or texting 100 times to see where you are. She's not chasing because she knows chasing a man only makes him run faster. She lets you come to her. And you know what? That drives men crazy. Because we're used to being pursued, begged, convinced. But an older woman with confidence, she doesn't do any of that. She lets her energy speak for itself. She lets her presence do the talking. And that silence is loud. Men are visual creatures, sure. But what keeps us coming back, what makes us stay, is how a woman makes us feel about ourselves. And a confident, older woman makes you feel like you're in the presence of royalty. She carries herself like a queen. You walk next to her, and suddenly you feel like you've got to be a king. You feel like you've got to protect, provide, prove. Not because she's insecure or demanding it, but because she inspires it. That's real power. You see, men want peace. We may not say it, but deep down we crave it. We don't want drama. We don't want to be questioned about every little thing. We don't want to feel like we're dating a detective. And older women, they bring peace. They bring a kind of calm confidence that makes you feel like you can breathe. And let me tell you something, peace is the new sexy. Confidence also shows up in how she handles conflict. A younger woman might get loud, emotional, or defensive. But a confident older woman, she'll look you in the eye, speak her truth, and keep it moving. She doesn't need to scream to be heard. Her presence alone demands respect. She knows her worth. And because of that, you know not to play with her. Not in a fearful way, but in a respectful. You don't want to lose her because you know what she brings is rare. Even in how she loves, you see the confidence. She's not loving you to complete herself. She's already whole. She's not clinging to you out of fear. She's choosing you out of strength. That kind of love, that's the kind that builds empires. That's the kind of love that doesn't drain you, it energizes you. Because it comes from a woman who's full on her own. It just wants to share her fullness, not be completed by yours. And the crazy thing is, most of the time, she's not even trying. That's the real kicker. She's just being herself. She's not putting on a show or trying to be something she's not. She's just authentic. And in a world full of filters and fakes, that kind of realness hits different. It stays with you. So when a man meets a woman like that, older, confident, unbothered, he's drawn in. Not just because of how she looks, but because of how she makes him feel in her presence. Strong, focused, inspired. And if you've ever been with a woman who brings out the best in you without even trying, then you know that's not just attractive, that's irresistible. When I say older women don't have time for games, I mean exactly that. They're not out here playing tag, chess, or emotional hide and seek. They've graduated from all that. You think you're going to play mind games with a woman who's been through a divorce, raised kids, held down a career, or survived heartbreak and betrayal? Man, please. She's seen it all before. Matter of fact, she's probably invented some of the games you're trying to play. and then retired from them because she realized they don't serve her. See, when you're young, it's all about the chase. Who texts first? Who says I love you first? Who can act like they care less? But older women, they've outgrown that foolishness. They're not keeping score, they're keeping peace. They want consistency, clarity, and honesty. If you're not bringing that, they'll politely remove themselves from the situation. No drama, no arguments, just silence. And that silence will haunt you more than any screaming match ever could. A grown woman isn't going to be sitting by her phone wondering why you haven't called. She's not going to send 20 messages trying to figure out where we stand. No, sir. If she has to wonder what this is, she'll just assume it's nothing and keep it pushing. You don't show up? Cool. She's got a full schedule. You don't text back? That's fine. She'll be sipping wine with her friends or catching a flight somewhere warm. She's not waiting around. She's already living. Men are drawn to that. Even if they don't admit it, they feel it. That energy of a woman who's not desperate to be chosen, it changes everything. Because most men are used to women tolerating nonsense just to say they have a man. But an older woman, she ain't tolerating nothing but truth. If you're coming into her life, you better come with intention. She's not looking for potential, she's looking for proof. She knows what she wants. She's done enough self-work to understand what makes her happy, what drains her, and what she refuses to allow. So when a man steps to her, he better come correct. And don't think for a second that a nice dinner and a compliment is going to sweep her off her feet. She's seen sweet talk before. She's heard every line. You've got to bring substance because that's what she's about now. Older women have mastered the art of walking away early, not out of bitterness, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They've been in situations where they stayed too long, where they gave too many chances, where they kept hoping someone would change. So now, if they see red flags, they don't argue with them, they don't rationalize them, they recognize them, and they exit. No big scene, no revenge, no tears on social media. Just gone. Now here's the beauty of it. When a man knows a woman won't tolerate games, it actually makes him want to be better. Because the bar is set high and men rise when they see a standard that's worth meeting. A grown man doesn't want someone who will let him get away with half effort. He wants someone who makes him step into his full self. And older women, that's what they do, just by being who they are. They don't force anything. They don't manipulate or scheme. If it flows, it flows. If it doesn't, they let it go. That's powerful, that's attractive, and that's rare, especially in a world where everybody's trying to outmaneuver everybody else. It's refreshing to meet someone who just keeps it real. No hidden agendas, no drama, just honesty. And you know what's funny? That very simplicity is what makes them irresistible. Because men crave that kind of energy, even the ones who act like they don't. Because deep down, they're tired of the roller coaster. They're tired of guessing. They want a woman who says what she means and means what she says. And older women, that's exactly what they bring. So when I say older women don't have time for games, I'm not saying they're cold or unapproachable. I'm saying they've just outgrown the nonsense. They love better, not because they're desperate, but because they're free. And that kind of love, that's real, that's strong. And that's exactly why men can't resist it. Let's talk about emotional stability. Now listen, this one right here, this is where older women shine like diamonds. Because a grown woman who's been through life, the ups, the downs, the heartbreaks, the lessons, she ain't out here falling apart over every little thing. You raise your voice, she's not yelling back. You forget to call, she's not throwing a tantrum. You know why? Because she's emotionally solid. And man, let me tell you, that is rare and that is powerful. See, when a woman is emotionally stable, it don't mean she doesn't feel things. No, she feels deeply. But she knows how to respond instead of react. That's a big difference. A younger woman might fly off the handle if something upsets her. She might slam doors, cry for hours, or threaten to leave over something small. But an older woman, she takes a breath, processes, and then she speaks. She doesn't let emotions control her, she manages them. Trust me, that kind of control is magnetic to a man who's tired of walking on emotional eggshells. Emotional stability means she doesn't make everything about her. If you're going through something, she doesn't take it personal. She doesn't assume your silence means you don't care. She's emotionally intelligent enough to ask what's going on with you instead of jumping to conclusions. She supports you not because she needs to fix you, but because she understands that relationships are about partnership, not power play. Handy, here's the thing. Emotional stability is sexy because it creates safety. Not physical safety, emotional safety. A place where a man can lay down his armor, be vulnerable, and not feel judged or attacked. Older women create that space without even trying because they've been through storms and they know how to be calm in chaos. That's the kind of peace most men didn't even know they were missing until they feel it. You know what happens when a man feels safe emotionally? He opens up. He stops pretending, he stops performing, he starts showing you him. Not the version he thinks you want, but the real version. And most men don't do that for just anybody. We do that for a woman who proves she can handle the truth, the stress, the imperfections. That's what older women bring to the table. Another thing, older women aren't looking for emotional babysitting. They're not placing all their happiness on your shoulders. They don't expect you to make them whole. They already did that work. So they come into the relationship as a complete person. They're not there to drain you emotionally. They're there to add to you. And if you've ever been in a relationship where you were constantly trying to manage someone's moods, you know how draining that can be. With a grown woman, the energy is different. She's not starting fights just to see if you care. She's not using silent treatment to manipulate you. She doesn't weaponize her emotions. She communicates clearly, directly, and with maturity. And for a man who values peace, that's priceless. Older women also understand the importance of emotional boundaries. They know what's theirs and what's yours. They're not trying to fix your wounds, nor are they dumping all their baggage on you. They've already done their inner work. They've seen therapists, read books, prayed, journaled, whatever it took to heal. So when they show up, they're not showing up broken. They're showing up whole. And that wholeness makes you want to match their energy. And here's the part that most men don't even know they're drawn to. Older women don't overreact because they've seen worse. They've survived things that would break most people. Losing parents, raising kids alone, building businesses, walking away from toxic relationships. So when something small happens, they keep it in perspective. They're not rattled by little storms because they've already weathered hurricanes. And when a man sees that strength, that emotional steadiness, he knows he can build with her. He knows that when life throws a curveball, she won't fall apart. She'll stand beside him, strong and steady. And that right there, that's not just attractive, that's rare. That's irresistible. So if you're wondering why men can't resist older women, it's not just about how they look. It's how they make a man feel. And when you find a woman who brings peace to your soul and stability to your spirit, you hold on. Because that's the kind of love you don't find every day. Now let's get into this last one, life experience and wisdom. This right here is the heavyweight reason why men just can't resist older women. And let me break it down for you. Life teaches you things no school ever could. You can't fake experience. You can't fast-track wisdom. You've got to live some life to get it, and older women have done just that. An old woman has been through it. She's seen good times and bad, been high and low, laughed, cried, been in love, had her heart broken, and came out stronger. That journey, that's where her wisdom comes from. She knows what matters and what doesn't. She doesn't sweat the small stuff, and she doesn't waste energy on things that don't grow her. That kind of clarity, man, that's attractive. That's what draws men in like a magnet. You get in a conversation with an older woman, And it's not just surface level talk. You're not stuck on gossip or the latest TikTok trend. You're talking about real things: purpose, legacy, dreams, regrets, lessons, growth. She can pour into you. She can challenge you. She can teach you. And a real man, a man who's looking for more than just a good time, he craves that kind of depth. You sit across from her at dinner and you feel like you're sitting across from a book. A living story, not just pretty pictures, but chapters. Real lived stories with heartbreak, triumph, and redemption. She's not just experienced, she's wise. That's the difference. Experience is going through things, wisdom is learning from them. And older women bring both. She's learned how to choose peace over chaos, how to forgive and let go, how to stand on her own 2 feet. She doesn't need a man to complete her. She chooses one who complements her. That energy is different. It makes you want to step your game up, not because she demands it, but because her presence commands it. She's been through too much to play small, and she won't let you play small either. And it's not just about deep conversations. It's the way she handles conflict, the way she supports your growth, the way she encourages you without controlling you. She's not here to mold you into what she wants. She's here to see who you really are and help you become your best self. That's love with intention. That's wisdom in action. And don't let anybody fool you. Men love to be led in certain areas. We don't always want to have it all figured out. Sometimes we want someone who's been down the road before and can show us a better way. Older women do that without making you feel small. They guide without belittling. They advise without nagging. They inspire without forcing. And that kind of leadership, that's queen energy. A woman with life experience also knows how to handle herself in any room. Whether it's a business meeting, a backyard barbecue, or dinner with your mama, she holds her own. She knows how to speak up when it counts and stay quiet when it's wise. That grace, that composure, that emotional intelligence, that comes from living. And when you make a mistake, because you will, she doesn't fly off the handle. She addresses it like a grown woman. She gives you space to explain, listens without interrupting, and tells you how she feels with clarity. She doesn't let emotion blur her message. That's wisdom. That's discipline, and most importantly, that's respect. Men don't just want to be loved, they want to be respected. Older women know how to give both. Here's the part that most people overlook. Men want to build with someone who's built something, whether it's a career, a family, a dream, or just herself. A woman who's built herself from the ground up is deeply attractive because we know that if life gets hard, she won't fold. She's already proven she knows how to rebuild, restart, and rise again. So when you ask, why can't men resist older women? The answer is simple. Because wisdom is sexy, life experience is powerful, and depth is something a man never forgets. A woman with wisdom isn't just someone you want to date. She's someone you want to grow old with. Because you know, if you're lucky, some of that wisdom might just rub off on you too.